18 months. That's how long Florida has before something breaks that cannot be fixed. I know that sounds dramatic. I know it sounds like clickbait. But I'm a Florida realtor. I've spent 11 years selling homes in this state, and I'm watching it collapse in real time. Let me give you one number that should terrify you. $18,000. That's what homeowners insurance costs now in parts of Florida. Not for a mansion, for a normal 3-bedroom house. $18,000 per year. That's $1,500 per month, just for insurance. 2 years ago, that same house, $2,400 per year. It's gone up 650% in 24 months. You cannot sustain that. Nobody can. And here's what's happening because of it. People are walking away, just abandoning their homes, because the math doesn't work anymore. I just listed a house in Cape Coral. Beautiful home. 2,100 square feet, canal access. The owner bought it in 2021 for $385,000. I listed it for $340,000. We've had it on the market for 6 months. 0 offers, not one. Why? Because buyers can't get insurance, and without insurance, you can't get a mortgage, and without a mortgage, nobody's buying. This is happening across 10 Florida cities right now. Cities that were booming 3 years ago are now dying. Inventory is exploding, prices are crashing, and the exodus is accelerating every single month. I'm about to show you which 10 cities are collapsing first. I'm going to give you the real data that realtors see but don't talk about publicly. And I'm going to explain why this is going to spread to the rest of Florida. Because what's happening in these 10 cities? That's the preview. The rest of Florida is next. If you live in Florida, pay attention. This affects you, whether you know it or not. City number 10, Port St. Lucie, the realtor exodus. Emma Rodriguez has been a realtor in Port St. Lucie for 14 years. She's sold over 300 homes. She knows this market better than anyone. She knows which neighborhoods are good, which schools are best, which streets flood during heavy rain. 3 months ago, Emma listed her own house for sale. It's still sitting there, empty, unlisted furniture gathering dust. Price dropped 4 times. Started at $415,000, now listed at $329,000. That's an $86,000 price cut in 12 weeks. Still no offers. I get calls every day from other realtors, Emma told me. They're all asking the same thing. When's it going to get better? And I don't know what to tell them anymore, because I don't think it is going to get better. I think this is the new normal, or worse, this is just the beginning. Port St. Lucie exploded during the pandemic. People fled New York, New Jersey, California. Remote work meant you could live anywhere. Port St. Lucie offered space, sunshine, no state income tax, and homes for under $300,000. In 2021, homes were selling in 11 days on average. Bidding wars were normal. Waiving inspections was normal. Paying $40,000 over asking was normal. Today, the average home sits on the market for 127 days, 4 months, and that's just the average. Emma's house has been listed for 94 days, and it's nowhere close to selling. What changed? Insurance, property taxes, HOA fees. The cost of actually living in Port St. Lucie caught up with the dream. Michael Patterson bought a house in Port St. Lucie in January 2022. A nice 3-bedroom, 2-bath for $310,000. His initial monthly costs looked reasonable. Mortgage, $1,680. Insurance, $220. Property taxes, $315. HOA, $85. Total, $2,300 per month. Michael made $82,000 as an IT manager. That $2,300 was tight but manageable. Fast forward to January 2025. Here's what Michael's paying now. Mortgage, $1,680, same. Insurance, $1,150, was $220. Property taxes, $485, was $315. HOA, $165, was $85. Total, $3,480 per month. That's a $1,180 increase in just 3 years. Michael's salary went up to $87,000. After taxes, that's about $400 more per month. His housing costs went up $1,180. The math doesn't work. Michael listed his house in November 2024 for $335,000. He's dropped it to $299,000. He owes $295,000 on his mortgage. After realtor fees and closing costs, he'll net maybe $280,000. He'll walk away losing $15,000 just to escape. And he's one of the lucky ones, because at least he can sell at a loss. Thousands of Port St. Lucie homeowners are underwater. They owe more than their house is worth. They're completely trapped. Right now, Port St. Lucie has 4,847 active listings. In 2021, there were 412. Inventory has increased by 1,076%. 11 times more houses for sale. And they're sitting. And sitting. And sitting. Emma Rodriguez knows what this means. When inventory explodes and nothing sells, prices crash. We're watching it happen in slow motion. Every week, I see another price drop notification. $10,000 here. $15,000 there. It's death by 1,000 cuts. Emma's leaving. She's moving to North Carolina, taking a job with a brokerage in Charlotte. She'll take a $20,000 loss on her house just to get out. I loved Port St. Lucie, she said. I raised my kids here. I thought I'd retire here. But I'm a realtor. I see the data every single day. And the data is screaming, get out. So I'm getting out while I still can. City number 9, Tampa, when 127 insurance companies flee. Let me tell you about the insurance crisis that's killing Tampa. Because Tampa isn't just expensive. Tampa is becoming uninsurable. In the past 3 years, 127 insurance companies have either stopped writing new policies in Florida or have completely left the state. 127. These aren't small regional companies. State Farm, Allstate, Farmers, AAA, Liberty Mutual, all gone or dramatically reducing coverage. Why? Because they're losing money, catastrophic amounts of money. Hurricane Ian alone caused $113 billion in insured losses. Hurricane Nicole, $1.8 billion. Hurricane Idalia, $3.6 billion. The insurance companies did the math. They can't charge enough premium to cover the losses. Florida regulations limit how much they can raise rates annually. So they left. And when the major insurers leave, who's left? Citizens Property Insurance, Florida's state-run insurer of last resort. Citizens was designed to cover maybe 100,000 high-risk properties. It now covers over 1.3 million properties. And it's adding 15,000 new policies every single month. The problem? Citizens is massively underfunded. If Florida gets hit with another Category 4 or 5 hurricane, Citizens goes bankrupt immediately. And when Citizens goes bankrupt, Florida homeowners are on the hook for the losses through special assessments. Jennifer Martinez lives in Tampa. She bought her house in 2019 for $285,000. A cute 3-bedroom in a nice neighborhood near Carrollwood. In 2020, her insurance was $2,400 per year with State Farm. Totally reasonable. In 2022, State Farm non-renewed her. Said they were pulling out of Florida. She scrambled to find a new insurer. Best she could find? $6,800 per year. In 2024, that company went bankrupt, left Florida entirely. Jennifer was forced into Citizens. Her premium? $11,200 per year. But it doesn't stop there. In February 2025, Citizens sent her a renewal notice. $16,800 per year. That's $1,400 per month, just for insurance. Jennifer is a dental hygienist. She makes $68,000 a year. After taxes, that's about $4,100 per month take-home. Her mortgage is $1,550. Her insurance is now $1,400. Her property taxes are $380. Her HOA is $220. That's $3,550 per month, out of $4,100 take-home. She has $550 left per month for utilities, food, gas, car payment, healthcare, savings, everything. I can't live like this, Jennifer told me. I feel like I'm drowning. Every month, I'm one emergency away from losing everything. My car needs new tires. That's $800 I don't have. My air conditioning is making a weird noise. If that breaks, I'm done. I'm absolutely done. Jennifer listed her house in January. Asking price, $320,000. She's dropped it twice, now at $289,000. She's had 3 showings in 2 months. No offers. Why? Because every potential buyer runs the same numbers Jennifer is running. They see the insurance cost and they walk away. Tampa has become a city where the only people who can afford to buy are either very wealthy or very foolish. Everyone in the middle is being squeezed out, and it's accelerating. In the past 6 months, Tampa home sales are down 37% year over year. Prices are down 11% from their peak, and inventory has doubled. Jennifer isn't waiting for the market to recover. She's taking the first offer she gets, even if it's $270,000, even if she loses money. Because staying in Tampa is financial suicide. I used to love living here, Jennifer said. The weather, the beaches, the energy. But none of that matters when you can't afford your insurance bill. Florida is beautiful, but beauty doesn't pay the mortgage. City number 8, Cape Coral. The canal city nobody wants. Cape Coral was supposed to be paradise. Over 400 miles of canals, more than any other city in the world. Waterfront living for a fraction of what you'd pay in Fort Lauderdale or Miami. During the pandemic, Cape Coral was selling dreams, and people were buying. David Chen was one of them, software engineer from San Jose, making $165,000 a year. Could work remotely, saw a listing for a beautiful canal front home in Cape Coral. 2,400 square feet, boat dock, pool, views of the water. Listed at $425,000. In San Jose, that same house would be $2.2 million. Easy. David bought it sight unseen in March 2021. Closed at $465,000 after a bidding war. He was thrilled, felt like he'd won the lottery. Then he moved in. First problem, the canal. It's not the ocean, it's a man-made canal. In the summer, it smells. Algae blooms, dead fish. The water is brown and stagnant. You're not swimming in that. You're barely boating in it. Second problem, the flooding. Cape Coral was built on swampland. It's basically sea level. When it rains heavy, it floods. David's garage has flooded 6 times in 4 years. His yard is underwater for days after big storms. Third problem, Hurricane Ian. September 2022, Ian made landfall near Fort Myers as a Category 4. Storm surge hit Cape Coral hard. David's house took on 4 feet of water. Everything on the first floor destroyed. Appliances, furniture, drywall. Total loss. His insurance covered $180,000 in repairs. But after Ian, his insurance company left Florida. He had to find new coverage. The only company that would take him wanted $18,000 per year. $18,000 for a house that just flooded. David paid it. What choice did he have? Without insurance, his mortgage company would force-place coverage at an even higher cost. But then his property taxes reassessed. His house was valued at $465,000 before Ian. The county reassessed it post-repairs at $510,000. His property taxes jumped from $6,200 to $8,900 per year. David's total annual housing costs. Mortgage, $28,400. Principal plus interest. Insurance, $18,000. Property taxes, $8,900. HOA, $1,800. Total, $57,100 per year. That's $4,758 per month. David makes $165,000. After federal and state taxes, his take-home is about $9,200 per month. Half of his income is going to housing, and his house is worth less than he paid. Zillow estimates it at $385,000 now. He owes $440,000. He's $55,000 underwater, and paying $18,000 a year for insurance on a property that's worth less every month. "I'm trapped," David said. "I can't sell. I can't refinance. I can barely afford to stay. This was supposed to be my dream home. It's my nightmare." Cape Coral has the highest inventory of any Florida city relative to its size. Over 7,200 active listings for a city of 200,000 people. That's one listing for every 28 residents. Homes are sitting for an average of 143 days, nearly 5 months. And prices are crashing, down 16% from peak, and still falling. The canal dream is dead. The people who bought in 2020 to 2021 are realizing they bought into a swamp that floods, smells, and is slowly becoming worthless. David applied for jobs in Austin, Denver, and Seattle, anywhere but Florida. He's willing to walk away from his house, let it go into foreclosure, take the credit hit, and start over. "I made a mistake moving to Florida," David said. "The biggest financial mistake of my life, and I'm going to spend the next 5 years paying for it." City number 7, Orlando. When Disney can't save you. Orlando should be bulletproof, right? Home to Disney World, Universal Studios, tourism capital of America, 75 million visitors every year. Surely Orlando is safe from the Florida housing crisis. Wrong. Sarah Johnson moved to Orlando in 2019. She got a job as an event coordinator at a hotel near International Drive. Starting salary, $48,000. She rented a 2-bedroom apartment for $1,350 per month. By 2023, Sarah was making $62,000. She'd gotten promoted, saved up $25,000 for a down payment, decided to buy a condo. She found a nice 2-bedroom in a newer complex near Lake Nona, listed at $275,000. She offered $285,000 and got it. Her monthly costs? Mortgage, $1,680. HOA, $320. Insurance, $185. Property taxes, $290. Total, $2,475. Tight, but doable on her $62,000 salary. That was 2023. In 2024, her HOA sent a special assessment notice. The building needed roof repairs, major structural work, $18,000 per unit, due in 90 days. Sarah didn't have $18,000. She put it on credit cards, at 22% interest. Then her HOA fees increased, from $320 to $485 per month, to cover future maintenance reserves. Then her insurance company left Florida. Her new policy, $1,240 per year, up from $185. Then Orange County reassessed property values. Her tax bill went from $290 per month to $410 per month. Sarah's housing costs in 2025. Mortgage, $1,680. HOA, $485. Insurance, $103 per month. Annual $1,240. Property taxes, $410. Credit card payment for assessment, $380. Total, $3,058. Her take-home pay on $62,000 is about $3,700 per month. She's spending 83% of her income on housing. And she hasn't paid for food, gas, car insurance, utilities, healthcare, or anything else. Sarah is 29 years old. This was supposed to be her stepping stone, her first property, build some equity, maybe upgrade in a few years. Instead, she's trapped in a condo that's losing value, with an HOA that keeps hitting her with special assessments and fees she can't afford. "I thought Orlando was safe," Sarah said. "Disney's here. Tourism is huge. The economy is strong." But none of that matters when your HOA is bleeding you dry and your insurance goes up 500% in 2 years. Sarah tried to sell. Listed at $280,000. Dropped to $265,000. No offers. Because every buyer sees that $485 HOA fee and walks away. Orlando has a hidden crisis. It's not insurance alone. It's HOA fees spiraling out of control as buildings age and maintenance costs explode. And young buyers like Sarah are getting destroyed. Orlando's condo market is collapsing. Sales down 41% year over year. Prices down 13%. And inventory at a 12-year high. Disney can't save you from $485 monthly HOA fees and $18,000 special assessments. Sarah is considering strategic default. Stop paying her mortgage. Let the bank foreclose. Take the credit hit. Move back in with her parents in Georgia. "I worked so hard to save for that down payment," she said. "I thought I was doing the right thing, buying property, building wealth, but I'm not building wealth. I'm drowning, and I don't know how to get out." Perfect. At Part 2 Lichtehun with cities number 6 to 4. Florida Ghost Town Script, Part 2. Part 2, cities 6 to 4. City number 6, Kissimmee. The Disney Employee Death Trap. Kissimmee sits right next to Disney World. You can see the fireworks from Main Street, USA from your backyard. Thousands of Disney employees live here because it's close to work and cheaper than Orlando proper. Or at least it used to be cheaper. Lisa Anderson is a character performer at Magic Kingdom. She's been Cinderella, Belle, and Rapunzel for the past 7 years. She makes $52,000 a year. In the theme park world, that's actually decent money. In 2021, Lisa bought a 3-bedroom house in Kissimmee for $245,000. She was 28 years old, first-time homeowner. Felt like she'd made it. Her initial payment? $1,580 per month, including insurance and taxes. On her $52,000 salary, that was about 36% of her take-home pay. The recommended maximum is 28%, but Lisa figured she could make it work, and she did, for 2 years. Then everything changed at once. January 2024, Osceola County reassessed property values. Lisa's house was now valued at $372,000. Her property taxes jumped from $2,900 to $5,580 per year. That's an extra $223 per month. March 2024, her insurance company declared bankruptcy and left Florida. Her new citizens policy, $4,200 per year, up from $1,400. That's an extra $233 per month. June 2024, her HOA announced a special assessment for road repairs and storm drainage, $8,500 per household. Lisa had to set up a payment plan, $280 per month for 36 months. Lisa's housing payment went from $1,580 to $2,316 per month. That's a $736 increase. Her salary? It went up 3% to $53,500. After taxes, that's maybe $150 more per month. The math is simple and brutal. Lisa now spends 62% of her take-home pay on housing. She has $1,400 left per month for everything else: car payment, gas, food, utilities, healthcare, student loans, everything. She cut her grocery budget to $250 per month. That's $8 per day. She eats rice, beans, pasta, buys the cheapest everything. Hasn't eaten out in 8 months. She canceled her gym membership, canceled streaming services, stopped seeing her friends because she can't afford to go anywhere. "I feel like I'm working just to keep a roof over my head," Lisa said. "I get up, I go to work, I come home, I eat whatever's cheap, I go to bed. That's my life now. I'm 31 years old and I have nothing. I can't save, I can't plan for the future. I'm just surviving month to month." Lisa tried to sell in November 2024. Listed at $275,000. No offers. Dropped to $259,000. Still nothing. Why? Because Kissimmee is flooding the market. There are 3,200 active listings right now. Every Disney employee who bought in 2020 to 2022 is trying to sell, all at the same time. There aren't enough buyers, and the ones who are looking take one look at the property taxes and insurance costs and walk away. Lisa is considering something desperate. She has a friend in Orlando with a 2-bedroom apartment. The friend offered Lisa the second bedroom for $650 a month. Lisa's thinking about stopping her mortgage payments, letting the bank foreclose, moving into that bedroom, rebuilding her credit over the next 7 years. "I know it'll destroy my credit," Lisa said. "I know it'll follow me for years, but what's the alternative? Keep paying 62% of my income to a house I can't afford in a market that's collapsing? At some point, you have to cut your losses." December 2024. Lisa made her last mortgage payment. She's now 3 months behind. The bank sent her a default notice in February. Foreclosure proceedings will start in May. Lisa cried when she told me this. Not because she's losing the house, but because she did everything right. Saved for a down payment, bought within her budget, kept her job, paid her bills, and it still wasn't enough. This is what they don't tell you about the American dream, Lisa said. You can do everything right and still lose. Because when property taxes go up 92% and insurance triples and your HOA hits you with an $8,500 bill, there's nothing you can do. You just lose. Kissimmee is becoming a city of abandoned homes. Foreclosures are up 127% year over year. Home values are down 14%, and it's accelerating. The irony? Lisa performs in a castle every day. She smiles for photos with families living their Disney dreams, and then she goes home to a nightmare she can't escape. City number 5, Palm Bay. The sinkhole apocalypse. Let me tell you about a problem most people don't think about when they buy in Florida: sinkholes. Florida sits on limestone bedrock. When groundwater dissolves that limestone, cavities form underground. Eventually, the surface collapses. That's a sinkhole. Palm Bay has a sinkhole problem. A big one. Robert Miller bought a house in Palm Bay in 2020 for $198,000. A modest 3-bedroom on a quarter-acre lot. Nothing fancy, but it was his. One morning in July 2023, Robert woke up to a loud cracking sound. He ran outside. His driveway had a crack in it, a small one, maybe 3 inches wide. By that afternoon, the crack was 8 inches. By the next morning, there was a hole, 2 feet wide, 4 feet deep. Robert called the city. They sent an inspector. The inspector's assessment: you have a developing sinkhole. It will get worse. You need to call your insurance. Robert called his insurance company. They sent an engineer. The engineer did ground-penetrating radar, found a void under Robert's property, 15 feet wide, 12 feet deep, and growing. The engineer's estimate to repair? $47,000. Inject concrete grout to fill the void, stabilize the foundation, repave the driveway. Robert's insurance covered $18,000. His deductible was $5,000. He was on the hook for $34,000 out of pocket. Robert didn't have $34,000. He took out a home equity loan, paid for the repairs. The contractor promised it was fixed. 6 months later, a new crack appeared, this time in his garage floor. The sinkhole was back. Robert had his property re-inspected. The void was growing again, bigger than before. The repairs hadn't worked. The engineer told him the truth. This property is built on unstable ground. You can fill the voids, but they'll just come back. The limestone under this neighborhood is riddled with cavities. This is going to be an ongoing problem. Robert tried to sell. He disclosed the sinkhole history. Florida law requires it. He listed at $210,000. No offers. Dropped to $189,000. No offers. Dropped to $165,000. One person looked at it, walked the property, saw the repaired driveway, saw the crack in the garage, left without saying a word. Robert's house is now worth less than what he owes. He's $41,000 underwater, and he's still paying that home equity loan for repairs that didn't even work. I'm living in a house that's literally sinking into the ground, Robert said, and I can't sell it. Nobody wants to buy a house with a sinkhole history, so I'm stuck, watching my property slowly collapse, knowing that one day I'm going to wake up and the whole thing is going to fall into a hole. Palm Bay has documented over 240 sinkholes in the past 5 years. That's just the ones that were reported and inspected. There are probably hundreds more developing right now under people's homes, and they don't even know it. And here's the kicker. Most homeowners' insurance policies don't cover sinkhole damage anymore. After too many claims in the 2000s, insurers added exclusions. They'll cover catastrophic ground collapse, but not sinkhole activity. The difference? Catastrophic ground collapse means your entire house falls into a hole. Sinkhole activity means cracks, foundation damage, developing voids. Basically, if your house is cracking but hasn't completely fallen in yet, you're not covered. Robert's neighbors are discovering the same thing. 4 houses on his street have sinkhole damage. None of them can sell. None of them can afford the repairs. They're all just trapped, waiting for the ground to swallow their homes. Palm Bay home sales are down 52% year over year. Prices down 18%. Inventory at a 15-year high. And that's before people realize the full extent of the sinkhole problem. Dr. Emily Zhang is a geologist at Florida Institute of Technology. She studies Florida's karst topography. I asked her, how bad is Palm Bay's sinkhole risk? Palm Bay is built on some of the most unstable limestone in Central Florida. she said. Climate change is making it worse. More intense rainfall, more groundwater fluctuation, more dissolution of the bedrock. We're going to see sinkhole activity increase dramatically over the next decade. Some neighborhoods in Palm Bay might become uninhabitable. Robert knows he's going to lose his house. It's just a matter of time. The question is, does he keep paying the mortgage on a house that's collapsing? Or does he walk away now and cut his losses? I'm 54 years old, Robert said. I thought this house would be my retirement. I thought I'd pay it off and live here until I died. Now I'm going to lose everything. And there's nothing I can do about it. You can't fight geology. City number 4, Deltona. When retirees can't afford to retire. Deltona was supposed to be a retirement haven. Quiet, affordable, Central Florida, close to beaches, perfect for retirees on fixed incomes. That was the plan. Amanda Foster is 68 years old. She retired in 2019 after 40 years as an elementary school teacher. She has a pension, $3,400 per month. Social Security, $1,850 per month. Total monthly income, $5,250. She bought a 2-bedroom house in Deltona in 2018 for $165,000. Small, simple, perfect for one person. Her mortgage payment was $890 per month. Insurance, $145. Property taxes, $170. Total housing, $1,205. That left her $4,045 per month for everything else. She could travel, visit her grandkids in Georgia, enjoy her retirement. That was 2018. Let me show you Amanda's housing costs in 2025. Mortgage, $890, same. Insurance, $4,200 per year equals $350 per month, was $145. Property taxes, $385 per month, was $170. HOA, $140, was $85. Total, $1,765 per month. That's a $560 increase on a fixed income. Amanda's pension has a 2% annual cost of living adjustment. Her income went from $5,250 to $5,680 over 7 years. That's $430 more per month. Her housing costs went up $560. She's falling behind every year, and it's getting worse. Her insurance just sent her 2026 renewal, $6,100 per year. That's $508 per month. Another $158 increase. Amanda called me in February. She was crying. I worked for 40 years, she said. I saved, I planned, I did everything you're supposed to do. And now I can't afford to live in my own house. I'm 68 years old. Where am I supposed to go? Amanda has 3 options, and they're all terrible. Option 1, keep the house, cut everything else. She's already canceled cable, canceled her landline, stopped traveling. She's eating 1 meal a day to save money. She's rationing her medications because she can't afford the copays. Option 2, sell the house. But Deltona prices have dropped 12%. She'll get maybe $175,000. After paying off her $148,000 mortgage and closing costs, she'll net $18,000. That's not enough to buy anything else. She'll be a 68-year-old renter. Option 3, reverse mortgage. But those come with huge fees and high interest rates. And when she dies, the bank takes the house. Her kids inherit nothing. Amanda chose option 1. She's staying, but she's not living. She's just existing, waiting for her savings to run out, hoping she dies before she goes broke. I look at my friends who retired to North Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, Amanda said. Their housing costs are half of mine. They're traveling. They're enjoying retirement. And I'm here, rationing food, cutting pills in half, praying my air conditioner doesn't break because I can't afford to fix it. Amanda is not alone. Deltona is full of retirees in the exact same situation. Fixed incomes, exploding costs, no way out. And younger people aren't moving to Deltona anymore. Why would they? The whole appeal was affordability. That's gone. Deltona's median age is 48.3 years, the oldest in Central Florida. The population is aging and shrinking, Schools are closing. Businesses are leaving. The city's tax base is collapsing. In 2024, Deltona had 847 foreclosures. In a city of 94,000 people. That's one foreclosure for every 111 residents. And 64% of those foreclosures were seniors, retirees who ran out of money, who couldn't keep up with insurance and tax increases, who had to choose between housing and healthcare. Amanda showed me her budget spreadsheet. It's meticulous. Every dollar tracked, every expense categorized. At the bottom, in red, it says, shortfall, minus $340 per month. She's spending $340 more per month than she brings in. She's draining her savings. She has $28,000 left. At this rate, she'll be broke in 6 years. What happens when I run out of money? Amanda asked me. I'm 68. I can't go back to work. I can't afford to move. I can't afford to stay. What happens to people like me? I didn't have an answer. Because Florida doesn't have an answer.